back. I'm Laura from Front Office Rocks, and I am talking about how to build a dream team. This is the fifth step or the fifth part of the recipe, in my opinion, of how to build a dream team. I have hired and fired a lot of people and built teams that I would put up against any dental office to say I have the most amazing team ever. And I'm hoping in these videos that I'm giving you some tips of how you can build a dream team. If you missed any videos ahead of time, this is an 8-part series, so make sure that you go back and watch the first few parts, because there's not just one thing that you can do to build a dream team. It takes a multiple steps, multiple things to build a team, but it's so worth it, because you're going to enjoy your job and life and work, and your patients are going to enjoy it more when you do have an amazing dental team. So this is the fifth one, and this one's about goals and games. So I've already talked about leaders, I've talked about the team, I've talked about the culture being right, and I've talked about everybody having the right why. That's really kind of like the foundation, all right? That is really that you have the right people in the right places, that you have the right energy, the right environment to be able to go to the next level. If you don't have the first 4 steps, which is leadership, the right team, the right culture, and having the why as the forefront of what you're doing, anything else after that's not going to work. It's just going to be policy. It's just going to be things written on a piece of paper. It's just going to be a mission statement on the wall, and it's not really going to be impactful. So you need to have those first 4 things. Now, the next thing is goals, and I consider goals to be goals or games, okay? I think that goals are great. We all have goals, right? We should all have goals. We should write them down. But goals sometimes, in my mind, feels labor intensive. It feels like, oh, you know, like I know I need to lose 10 pounds, and like, oh, I gotta try to lose 10 pounds, and there's that goal that's been hanging over me since the holidays, right? But games is a different thing. Games are, if I can make it to the gym 5 times this week, I'll get this as a reward. Or if I can only make it to the gym 20 times over the next month, then I'll do this for myself, or I'll buy this for myself. So games are more fun. So when I talk about goals, I actually love to talk about games, and games are the ways to get to the goals, or might actually be the goal that we're going for, but it's more fun when you say game. Okay, so now let's talk about this. Let's first talk about why we need goals, or why we need to play games. We could have an amazing team, an amazing culture. Everybody could be, you know, great doctor, you know, we all have our why, but if we're not all working towards the same goal, then we're gonna go find our own games. We're gonna go make up our own things. If we don't all want to work towards one thing together, we will start to work toward things that we think are important. And that might be good and that might be bad. And what I mean by that is, maybe, let's say if we don't all have one goal in the dental office, then the assistant's goals or games might be, you know, focus on trying to save money on supplies, and so we're going to spend lots of hours looking at supplies and saving 5 cents on gloves and 10 cents here, which we all want to do, right? That's great if we can keep our overhead down, but what's our ultimate goal? Maybe it's about customer service and patient care, and if our assistants are busy trying to save money, they're not giving the patients necessarily the best customer service possible. Maybe our hygienist games or goals might be to, you know, who can, I don't know, diagnose the most perio, which isn't necessarily not part of the bigger game, but are we all working towards the same goal? The negative, so those are positive things that can be happening, but what's the goal of the doctor? What's the goal of the practice? Do these things that these teams focus on or want to work on help us reach the big goal? Maybe they do, right? I'm not saying that, but maybe they don't. Maybe they're spending energy doing some of these other things when really the doctor wants to focus on something else, or the team should be focusing on something else. So not playing the same game, it'd kind of be like playing, let's say, playing football. If I didn't understand, if I was a football player, imagine that. If I was a football player and I didn't understand that we have to run into our end zone, I just know I have to get the ball to the end of the field, I might grab the ball and run the wrong way, okay? Funny story, I actually did that once in basketball, but we won't talk about that, in high school. So I understand kind of the game, but I don't know which way we're all going. We want to make sure everybody on your team's going the same way. On the flip side, what can happen a lot of times negatively is if we don't have a goal that we're all working for, the team plays, people need to play a game. People need to have a goal, right? Well, they might make up goals. They might make up things that in games that aren't as positive. It might be more about, I'm worried about what you're not doing to make me look better. Our department is tired of trying to help their department. You know, the front office is always trying to help the assistants, and now we have an issue with the assistants because they're always, you know, coming in late and going home early, and now the goal isn't taking care of the patients. The goal in the game is how the dental assistants in the front office, you know, can battle it out and not get along or whatever the case may be. So we need to make sure that we're very careful that we're not letting our team pick their own individual games, because sometimes the games can get not positive and not towards the bigger goal. So we need to know what's our goal. Where are we going as a team? Where are we going with this practice? What's our goal? Are we trying to be comprehensive and bring everything in-house that under one roof? Are we trying to get, you know, 80% or 90% reappointment rate? Are we trying to grow the practice and double it in the next year? Are we trying to double our new patients in the next 6 months? Are we trying to lower our overhead so that we can get more of a bonus? Like, what are we doing, right? Where are we going? We need to have a place that we're all going to. And that really, really, really starts with the leader, which we talked about in the first series or the first video of the series. We need the leader to tell us where are we going, and then we need to design how are we going to get there. If your team understands here's where we want to go, and they buy into that, right? They believe into that. Maybe your goal is to become paperless, or to become same-day dentistry, or CAD/CAM, or it could be a myriad of things, right? We need to know what our goal is, then we need to break it down into games. And what does that look like? What do we need to achieve today, tomorrow, this week, this month, this 6 months, this quarter? And then let's play that game, right? Let's have fun at it. Just like I said, like the idea of losing 10 pounds is just, not fun. But if I can play games and say, hey, if I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, I'll reward myself on Friday and allow myself to have a cookie or something, right? That's more fun. I'm like, okay, I could do that. If we understand where we're going and then we break it down into games, the team's gonna have more fun at it. And there's more energy around it. So my suggestion to build a dream team is to give them something to achieve. Give them something that they're all working towards together. You know, it doesn't take one person on the team. Like I said, with like a sports team, it's not one person on the team who achieves the goal, it's the team. And the team that works better together are the ones that win the Super Bowl and the championships and the awards. Same with your team. But they all need to be working towards the same goal. And then individually, we all need to be doing our jobs and we need to be rock stars at it. But I suggest to build that dream team, give them a goal. I keep putting up here, give them a goal, break it down, let them know what the game is, reward them along the way. And it doesn't have to be big, you know, trips and spa days. It could be as small as, hey, if we get this done by Friday, doctor's buying everybody pizza. Or if we can get to this many new patients next month, you know, everybody gets a $10 Starbucks card. It can be something fun and small, but make sure that we are taking time to set the goal, know what the games are, have everybody in on the games, make sure everybody understands they're part of the game, and then have fun when we actually achieve it. And if you do that, in baby steps, you're gonna move towards achieving what you wanna achieve for your office. And you have the right leader, team, culture, and you play some games and know your why, you're on the track to really doubling, tripling, whatever you wanna do with your practice, going paperless, getting more time off, whatever your goals are can be done if you actually put them down on paper, you share them with your team as a good leader, you communicate, you make sure your team's on board with them, they all understand the why behind why we're doing this. This isn't for money, this isn't for fame, this is for really taking care of our patients and growing our practice so we can help more patients, and you're gonna build an amazing dream team. So in the next one, we're gonna talk about attitudes, because we do work in a dental office. So sometimes it can get stressful, and even if we know our game and we have the right team and we have the right culture, There are days that we annoy each other, that we need more help, that things just don't go well. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next one. So make sure that you're liking and subscribing. Let me hear what some of your goals and games are. And I would love to hear feedback on this and how this can help or is helping you build your dream team, or what questions you still have. And I'll keep addressing them in future videos. So hope you guys are enjoying this. Hope you found the thing that was different. And I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.